Okay, guys. I know when I talked to you Sunday, I told you I had an idea of a project that I needed to complete or start. I don't think there's ever a project because this whole place is a project. So I don't know if we can ever say we complete it. We're just going to continue to work on these projects. But on Sunday, I said I had a project I was thinking about on Monday. And then I don't think you guys heard from me Monday. So here's the 6 chicks. It's supposed to rain today. So hopefully when it rains, I can come out and scrub off the panels, the vinyl panels that I have put up, and they'll be clear again. Hi, guys. Look. Hi, sweet babies. Yeah. How are you guys? You know, I'm thinking about getting them those round orbs, those chicken orbs. But I would have to have giant chicken orbs. They're like little cages. And then I could let them run around in Churi's pasture, Churi's old pasture, right out this way. Because I think I've told you we have hawks and different birds. And the hawks dive bomb the PVC run, which does have a top to it, a wire top. Hey guys, I think, did Dad give you worms already this morning? He did, didn't he? Aw, you're so sweet. Who's the sweetest baby girls in the whole world? Did you guys know that during the winter months, their combs and their wattles, I think, can actually get frostbite. So if you put Vaseline on them, that will prevent that. I read that somewhere. So let me know if that's true or not. It might not be true. But today's project is, I don't know if you can see, we have the screenings, and then I have some of this black border that I want to keep the screenings in so it doesn't hit the actual grass. I should have used a very strong metal border, but I didn't. I used a plastic border. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to stick with that theme. And I'm hoping I can get this project done before it rains. It's supposed to rain here today. Well, our local weather says it's supposed to rain, but okay. Max Velocity. That is a channel that's on YouTube. I trust him with all things weather, so I should have checked Max to see if we're getting rain today, because I think he is more correct than my local weather channel, which is a bit frightening. So if you have never checked out his channel, I suggest you do, because I think he's adorable. Okay, so you can see we had fines added to the top of this run to actually kind of even it out. We had T-post about right this area all the way down. So we had to fill this gap in. Got rid of the T-post, filled in the gap. And you can see that the plastic has kind of fallen down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it with hand with a tiny, tiny little garden shovel. And I should use my flat shovel to do this. But I don't care how long it takes me because I think it's slightly therapeutic. And I'm going to, you can see some of that black edging right there. I'm just going to go ahead and flip it back up, get rid of this excess stone, put it on top of the run, flip it back up, and then carry that border all the way down to where that stone ends. Because we want different surfaces on this track. For the horses, this particular surface will be great for their hooves. It'll help to keep them trimmed. And then we'll have areas that, will have a little bit of, will retain moisture. So it could be muddy and mucky, and that's okay too. And then areas that will always be dry. And this little area here, I'm going to build this up so it's a mound, because it's funny, when horses have a mound or a hill to stand on, it is the neatest thing to watch them. I'm not quite sure if it's just because they're prey animals. They like to be at the highest point, and they like to look all around them and see what's below them. Yeah, so king of the mountain. That's what they like to play. But yeah, so this is what we're going to be working on today. And if we get rained out, it's just a very small section, a very small portion. I have another silly little project that I need to, an organization project that I need to work on in the barn. I have some of these. I don't know if I'm close enough to show you. Here we go. These are the splice connectors that we use when we are connecting two sections of the poly rope fence, or if we are using one of these to energize, to go ahead and run electricity down the pole, and we trenched underneath here. I think I told you guys this the other day. And then you can see, can you see it? Oh, there it is. That's where we pick up the electricity with that 12.5 gauge wire, and we jump it up all the way to the top line. And that is just in case, like if maybe we decide we don't want to ever mow again, we don't want that bottom line challenged too much and continually grounding out, because it will affect how many volts you have running through these lines. And also, if you should be in a situation where you get a ton of snow, that could also be an issue. So if you did have jumpers, we do a couple areas around here, you could quickly just take those out, and then your first and second, depending if you're going from ground up or top down, your first second, could be not charged. There's no electricity running through it. And that way you wouldn't have to worry about having no perimeter around your fence that didn't have electricity. You could always have your top line that was electrified. Yeah, so, all right. Oh, the splice kits. Man, my brain is shot. So we have many of these little splice connectors, and I don't know if I can flip this around, but there's a flat plate that goes behind that keeps the wire in, and then you screw down the nuts, and it keeps the wire in there. And I bought, a couple of packages the other day, and they come just completely metal, stainless steel, I believe, and I spray paint them so they match the ones that we previously had. I don't think that really matters that they match, but it does to me. So today I'm going to go ahead and organize those and put those in a container so I know exactly where they're at if I should need them. And also, this is a neat little, I think we've had two trees fall on our relatively new for us fence. And this fencing works really well. It can hold a lot of weight, but it can only hold so much weight. So we had to go ahead and get these splice plates, and you use those to fix your actual fence. And, I'm going to go ahead and spray paint those bolts and nuts black so I don't see them so much, so they don't stand out. But that's the way you fix it. And I think we've done that 2 different places in the side yard, because these trees, as you can see, some of them are massive. This hickory right here, let me see if you can tell it's a hickory. But yeah, we have some pretty old oaks on this property, and when they fall, man, they leave massive dents and ruts on the ground. And it does not matter how dry the ground is. When that hits, you feel it, you hear it, and it leaves a mark. All right. How about I check in a little bit later, let you know what I did finish today, if I did finish anything. Oh yeah, and the other project I talked about the other day, I need to start painting in my home. I painted one room and it took me forever. It was colonial red, and it took 8 years to paint over that. That's not true. I haven't even lived here 8 years, but it's pretty dark in our house, and some of the rooms have like a peach undertone. Just can't handle it. So I want something a little bit lighter, a little bit more neutral, but not gray. I think I'm done with that gray. So I may go today and get some more paint and then start on a room. And when I mean start, I do mean start. I'm going to paint the furthest and the smallest wall away from the entry into the room where the curtains are. And then I am going to hang up new curtains. I'm going to hang them up a little bit higher. And then I think we have a gentleman who comes and helps to do some projects around the house. He's pretty amazing. We found him through the gentleman who built our barn. And my husband and I both like him. He's a nice guy, very nice wife, and he has 2 children. But he said he loves to paint. So I'm like, well, in the winter, if you get slow and you need something to do, I'm like, I have a room that you can paint. I have many rooms that he can paint, if he'd be willing. All right, well, listen, you guys have a very blessed afternoon, and I will maybe give you an update later if it's not raining. And let's hope I get this project done. All right, take care.